What's up, everybody? Rothstein here, famed Rothstein Sports Investing Show. All right, today is what? Friday, the 27th of March, 2020. It's about 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the beautiful, sunny Republic of Cincinnati, Ohio. COVID-19 still taking over. Everybody's, supposed to be locked down. I'll admit I was out a little bit, walking in the park, walked a couple miles at the park here locally here. But what I want to talk to you all about is, well, the craze that's taken over the nation, probably largely in part due to COVID-19, and that's the documentary Tiger King on Netflix. Now, I'm gonna have a few spoilers in here, so if you haven't seen it, you might want to come back and watch. But for my money, that might be the best shit I've ever seen. These people are nuts. Everybody, everybody in it. The most sane person is Carol Baskin's husband. He seemed like the most sane person, but then again, he married her. She's a nut. She ain't. Those white woman tears. No, I ain't. No, I ain't putting nothing past you. I don't know if you fed your husband to the lions, the tigers, but I'm not putting nothing past you. Okay, not putting nothing past you in his disappearance. Just by the way you shut out his family. That's some bullshit. I don't care if those are adult children. Break them off a little something more than 10%. That's bull. Let them take care of their mama. That he left you for. Now, let's be honest. Carol, let's be honest. She's 60 now, I think. Probably in her day, she was probably not a bad looking woman. You can tell she was probably a decent looking woman in her day. But she's shady. That documentary doesn't do her any favors in any way. I got the impression she's a little shady. Okay, but the star of it, clearly Joe Exotic. You have Brokeback Mountain meets P.T. Barnum when it comes to him. Okay, Brokeback Mountain meets P.T. Barnum. This guy's a gay cowboy who owns lions and tigers, as well. You know, I could tell you, even if I had some spoilers in it, like I could tell you so much about the documentary, 7 parts on Netflix. I can tell you stuff about it, and you still would be amazed at other stuff you found out, because it's like every probably 10 minutes there's a plot twist. Like, what the hell? But I'm not gonna get into too much detail about that. But the one part when he's at his dearly departed spouse's funeral and describing an interaction in front of his spouse's mother, his husband, as he called him. Remember that scene at the funeral? That was wild. Like, what's up with this cat? But this, then you had the Doc Antler guy. What was he from? South Carolina, I think. Those 4 girlfriend wives, whatever he got, sister wives, whatever he's got going on down there. Then you got the guy who supposedly come out and bailed Exotic Joe out of, financial ruin before they split. I forget his name. I apologize. He's doing the same thing that Doc Ankle's doing. Doc Antler or whatever his name is. And then you had Joe, who was seducing men. I mean, all these people were having these big cats and basically having sex rumpuses. Like, what the hell? Like, I didn't realize that lions and tigers drew so much pussy. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell? But I'm more impressed at them having the land to do that. But like damn, they own a lot of land to be able to pull that off. Because I know what I would do if I had that kind of acreage. You know what I mean? But yeah, these guys, man. Pardon me, the camera. But yeah, these guys. That documentary is crazy, and it's took it over. And I gotta let me stop here because I'm going to get into some wagering. So if you have a wagering problem, you might want to stop now. And while those people are stopping listening, if you haven't already, like and subscribe to this show because it is a sports investing, sports wagering, sports betting show. But there's no sports going on right now to talk about the wagers. But there's one wager I'm going to talk about. I saw this on Bovada, on Bovada.net's Twitter. Will Exotic Joe, or Joe Exotic, Joe the Lion King, or the Tiger King, Joe Tiger King Exotic, will he get a presidential pardon prior to January 20th, 2021? Plus 500 for yeah, plus 550 for yeah, which means you put down 100, and if he does, you win $550. Minus 1,000 for no, which means you got to put down 1,000 to win the 100. What's the point in doing that? You might as well take the yeah. This is the type of coup that Trump would like. This is the type of coup that Trump would like. Hold on a second. Yeah, like I said, this is the type of coup that Trump would like. I could see him being federally pardoned. And if you don't know what he's in prison for, you have to watch the documentary. Like, I don't know those people. Don't know any of them. Don't mean to pump up the stuff. I'm just saluting a hell of a story. Because as you know, being a former news reporter, sports reporter, I like a good story. I got two scripts, two television pilots rather, and two television pilots that I've finished, and also one movie script that I'm finishing. Okay? Because I like a good story. These are throwback type movies with a good story. Not a lot of that action, blow them up, shoot them up, bang, bang shit. No. These are good stories. And I like a good story. And now from what I understand, this thing is taking over the country so quickly, and it's such an intriguing story that they're making a TV series out of it. Like, from what I understand, I don't know if that's a rumor or not, but it was on Barstool. Shout out to them, Big Cat, that's his name, Big Cat, the owner, Dave Portnoy. Shout out to Wallow and Gilly from Philly. Those two, the cousins, they rap. Gilly was a rapper. Wallow's his cousin. Gilly was in that group, Major Figures. Shout out to them and the whole Barstool. I saw it on their Twitter. Kate McKinnon's supposed to play the Carol Baskin lady, and a bunch of other people who I've never heard of. I recently just heard of Kate McKinnon just because of the little thing she did with Elizabeth Warren. But yeah, man, you can Bovada.net has that on their wagering site. Will Joe Tiger King Exotic get a presidential pardon before January 20th of 2021? You might as well take the yes at plus 550. You got nothing to lose on that. You got very little to gain on the minus 1,000. You might as well take that plus 550. Why? Because like I said, this is the type of guy that Trump would like. He's just exotic. He's gay. He's openly gay, admits it. He's been married, to 2-3 times the men. And he calls them his husband. So, he's a kook though. He's a intriguing character. The Doc Ankle guy. I don't know how to say the first name, Bahavana or something like that, but I think they said it means God in the documentary. He's intriguing. Carol Baskin, she's intriguing. She says she does the big cat rescues her from people from. Everybody hates her. She hates everybody. Everybody involved in the thing hates her, and she hates everybody that's going against her. Even her dearly departed husband's family. You got to look at his will. Very weird wording on it. And if you're worried about what my shirt says, it says, "I have conquered a city in Washington. I have spoken." Little play on words there. Shout out to Eastern Washington, spoken. Everybody out there. Shout out to Seattle, Yakima. Shout out to everybody out there in Washington State up there. Okay, but yeah, that Tiger King, man, you've got to see that documentary. I spread love. I'm not with that. Oh, well, they ain't advertised. I ain't gonna. No, I'm not doing that. I've got no problem spreading love with them. But let me see. Those are the main characters. The Doc Ankle, or whatever his name is, a guy from South Carolina who owns big cats in a park. He's got like 4 or 5 wives, girlfriends, whatever he's calling them. But I want to say they use the term wives. But he didn't get involved into his sex life with them. But it's no open secret what's going on with them, from what I understand. Shout out to Joe Exotic. He's kind of the star of it, but he's in prison now. Shout out to the guy who became his financial partner. He's using it to get women. Using the big cats to get women. I mean, then Joe turns on him, and you've got to see it. You've got to, you're probably going to say, well, I'm going to sit down and watch it episode by episode every day. Yeah, right. Especially during this quarantine stuff. You're going to sit there, you're going to watch that damn thing. You're going to turn on one episode, you're going to say, shit, let me go get me a soda, a beer. Maybe fire up some wacky tobacco if you live in one of those states. Or whatever, get your pizza, whatever you're going to eat, and you're going to sit down and watch the next 6 episodes, because you cannot turn from it. Because if you do, you're going to miss something. I'm telling you, every 10, 20 minutes, there's a plot twist. Whoever the producer, director is, shout out to you all. Like the dude said, he ran into the story by accident. He went to buy a venomous snake and saw that the guy had a snow leopard in his car, and it just took off from there. He saw he had a snow leopard in his van, and he's like, oh, people own those big cats, and then it just takes off from there, man. Shout out to all those people. Even the news guy, or the guy who ran Joe Exotic TV, he was doing a reality show on Joe Exotic. I vaguely remember Joe Exotic, or his name, running for president. I vaguely remember that, back in 2016. And the guy who was he was going to do a reality show on him. Something happened to the footage, and it's like, how could you be so damn careless? But you got to see it to see what happened. And he's even interesting because he's that damn reckless, and he's on screen smoking a cigarette, talking about everybody, Joe and everybody, and it's just fascinating. A young lady lost her arm and is sitting there doing interviews with a nub. Okay? She lost her arm, went back to work 5 days later. Why? Because she said she works with a guy with no legs. She does. The guy has no legs. It's just, I'm fascinated. This is like, I don't know if you can hear it in the background. It's playing right now. This is like my 5th time watching it since Monday. Because it's that good. Don't get it wrong. I've watched Who Killed Malcolm X. I've watched Self-Made, the Madam C.J. Walker story. And of course, I love the People versus O.J. Simpson. But just this week, this is like the 5th, 6th time I've watched The Tiger King. Because it's fascinating television, all right? So that's all I got for today. Like I said, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Everything else, the podcast and everything, it'll be back when sports are back and we can wager, we can talk about them. All right, so until then, I'm just going to be randomly dropping videos about stuff. But like I said, we're going to more likely do the NFL draft Not more than likely, we will. We'll do something on the NFL draft. I mean, I'll try to find some props for you there. All right. As you know, my hometown team, the Republic of Cincinnati Bengals, they've got the first pick. Looks like it's going to be Joe Burrow. I'm against that. We'll talk about that on draft day. Okay. And hey, let's like and subscribe. Sign up for notifications so you know when I'll drop a video. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. Shout out to we've had a few new subscribers. We don't have many right now. Tell your friends about it. Sign up, subscribe. All right. Don't have many subs as they call them. Trying to get them. Because I do believe I deliver interesting content. And shout out to the comments. Yeah, if you want to leave a comment, I don't care if it's positive or negative. If it's negative, I'll try to do better. If it's positive, I appreciate you. All right. So I'll be back soon, sometime either over the weekend or next week. But until then, everybody stay safe. Do your social distancing. Wash your hands. And so you can continue to watch. All right. Holla.